In this video, we're gonna differentiate what's a better investment, buying an Ayala Land Condo, investing in Ayala Land stock, or buying the Reit itself. So if you want to know more, you've been curious what's a better investment for you, then you have to check this video out. Hey guys, we are back again for another deep dive on the Reit series, on REITs in general, but in the same way, we are making a comparative analysis based on the questions that you have sent on what's a better investment, buying an Ayala Condo, buying Ayala Land stock, or buying the Reit itself. This video was brought about by a question from a subscriber from Taguig. Her name is Ria Tan. Hi Mr. Hermo, this is Ria Tan from Taguig. Like most people sending you questions, I am also a fan. I can't stop watching your videos, especially your videos on technical analysis. You are not just a good stock trader, but I also love your heart to help Filipinos without any arrogance or ego. Keep it up, sir. Hope you can have more videos with Miss Yvonne. I have been investing in real estate and the stock market for 9 years now. I have 2 Ayala Land condos here in BGC. One I rent out and the other I live in. I have also been investing in Ayala Land stock for the longest time. I have seen the pros and the cons of each investment, but I would love to hear your take on this, sir, for this matter, and if you could include the new Reit. Thank you for this, as I have extra funds that I would like to invest in the next few months. Thank you and God bless you, sir. Please also give a shout out to my dad. His name is Luke. He's a senior citizen already, but he's a huge fan of your videos. More power. This is again from Ria Tan from Taguig. Thank you so much, Ria, for sending that question, and shout out also to your dad, Luke. It's nice to see senior citizens investing, watching YouTube. I think that's something that's so cool today, that when you never limit your age, never limit how old you are, that you continue to learn no matter where you are in life, because learning is one of the biggest things that will propel you, that your mind does not remain stagnant. And to all of you guys who have questions also that you want me to answer, or at least feature in this YouTube channel, put it in the comment section. The most enticing ones, the most intriguing ones, the most interesting ones, I'll try to make a video off of it. Or if it's very, very personal, slide them via Instagram for a DM. And if you're new to this channel, appreciate it if you can like, subscribe, smash the bell. We create daily content about investing in the stock market. Anyways, let's get into this. It would be hard to make a head-to-head comparison because the property market is so big. There are different iterations on how you can pin this, especially if you want a big data approach, gathering all the properties of Ayala Land in the entire Philippines. And for me to make that on a daily video basis might be relatively hard. And there are different price points also depending on what you buy. What do I mean by that? Go to one building, one floor, same cut, the prices are all different. So I could go through everything and study everything, but that will be relatively taxing. So this is just a small sample size that I'll share, and I place specific conditions for this study to be somehow relevant for all of you. But if you want more different analysis of this, let me know at the end later if this is something that's interesting to you. So to answer your question, the analysis here would be for specific scenarios, but it could still go in many different directions. And please always remember this: where you invest will always be a function of your plan. Do not just invest just because for the sake of making money. Invest because you want to hit your financial goals. Alongside with your financial goals, your risk tolerance, your capital, other investments should also play a large consideration on what you do with your money. Never invest just because uso. Never invest just because meron kayong sobrang pera. Never invest just because na-offeran. You need to know what you're getting into. So in this video, I want to discuss a couple of things comparing Ayala Land Condo, Ayala Land stock, and Reit. I want to talk about their similarities, what you need to know about them, their differences, the control on the earnings, the skill required to make money, computation on who will earn more, and lastly, I'll put everything all together. If you guys are excited, comment I'm excited, comment I want more, comment I like this deep dive, and don't forget to smash/obliterate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So number 1, similarities. The Ayala Land Condo, the Ayala Land stock, and the Areit can give you both capital appreciation, meaning you buy a condo, wait for it some time, sell it, whatever the price that you sell it on is your capital appreciation. In the same way for Ayala Land stock, buy low, sell it higher, you make money off of it. Areit also functions in the same way. Please remember, Areit, once it's listed, will function as a stock. So there will be capital appreciation on it. Next, what you need to know, whenever you buy an Ayala Land Condo, regardless of what project it is, regardless of where you get it, of course, Ayala Land stock will earn from its sales. So if you want something that's encompassing everything, but you just get a small piece of it, buy the stock. But if you want a property itself over a micro perspective or a macro perspective, you can buy the condo. Now, here's the thing. When you buy an Ayala Land stock, you make money off of all their business units inside of Ayala Land. It may look good, but you buying everything is also its downfall. Why? Think about it this way. We are in the midst of a pandemic. And if there's one thing that I know that's hit the most, are malls. So malls also form part of the revenue of Ayala Land. So if malls are hit, even if you buy Ayala Land for their other segments, the revenue portion of the malls will significantly impact the bottom line of Ayala Land. So in the same way, if you own an office building or an office space that businesses are renting from you, and that building is and that space is in Ayala Land, as long as the business is operating, so there's a big chance still that you still get revenue and it's still in full, and it will still be better than buying the stock as a whole. So that's what I'm saying, and that's the context of all of this. There are pros for it being macro, being so big, but there are also some cons to it, because the larger it is, they may be dragged down by some segments that are not doing so well. Now, when you buy Ali stock, whatever the REIT earns, Ali also has a portion off of it, because Ali is still the parent company. Please remember, the REIT did not sell all of the shares. There are still portions of it that will be retained by Ayala as a company. So that's what you need to know. Something encompassing Ayala Land, specific to a tangible property, Ayala Condo, or you want to earn from the rental income of the buildings that are under the Areit, then buy the Areit. Next, differences. Ayala Land Condo, you are buying the physical property. Ayala Land stock, you are buying the shares of the entire property development company. And just think about how broad it is. Ayala Land Premier, Alveo, Avida, Amaya, malls, commercial complexes, and so much more in between. So that's what you are getting when you're buying the Ayala Land stock. Areit, you own shares for the corporation, but you are only owning shares for the buildings or the assets that are inside the REIT. That's just basically it. So it's more localized, but not just localized. Please remember, it's purely from the rental income that you get off of the building. If you want to buy the business, Ayala Land. You want to buy the property, buy the condo itself, go straight. You want to own the corporation that owns the assets, go for the Areit. So if you're noticing it, each of it already has its pros and cons. If you're noticing it also, there's no one best investment. That's why I've been saying this over and over and over and over. There's no such thing as the best investment. The only best investment is love. Pero minsan masakit din yung love. Comment below kung nasaktan ka sa love. Anyways, control of the asset. For the Ayala Land Condo, you can't control how much you earn. Think about it. You fix it up well, you fix it up nice, you can price it higher, be good in your marketing, you can earn actually more. Or if in times that there's bad economic times, you're also flexible that you can lower the rates, or not just lowering the rates. If you own the condo, there's a possibility also that you can say, sige, medyo hirap pa ngayon, tenant. In month 1, month 2, don't pay. Then month 3, start paying again. Then amortize the 2 months that you did not pay in the next few months. So there's flexibility, there's control. So if you're the type of person who wants to control your own destiny, then I think buying and leasing it out would be good. But and please remember this, whenever I say you try to take control of your own destiny, that also requires hard work, that also requires skill. Not everything that will make you successful, iiwan mo lang tapos kikita ka ng pera. The ones that I've seen that are very, very good in rental, pinag-aralan din nila, and they had their own share of mistakes also. So that's for the condo. I think there's more control in that. For Ayala Land stock, You don't control how the business is run, but you control your capital appreciation and the dividends depending on your skill and your knowledge on how you buy, how you hold, and later on, if you plan to sell or your parameters are set to sell, that's when you can take profits. So there's also a level of control, but you do not control the business itself. What you only control is the amount of capital that you deploy, how long you hold that, and in the same way, what will cause you to let go of that later on. Areit is almost similar to Ayala Land as a stock. As you all know, Areit is also a paper asset. You do not control how the tenants will be. You do not set the rules for running the property that sets the tenant guidelines. You don't control all of that. But what you can only control also is when to buy, what to buy, how much you put, etc. So in this portion, Ayala Land stock and Areit is almost the same in terms of how you control it. So for the skills required, when you buy your condo, I think because you control your own destiny, there's a lot of things that you must consider. You must be good in sales, you must be good in marketing, you need to know some stuff about interior design, you know how to handle complaints, magaling dapat yung customer service mo, you have to be cost efficient. Please remember also, pag nasira yung microwave, lalo na kung fully furnished, nasira yung aircon, it's you who have to bear the brunt of the cost and the maintenance. You need to know contractor, suppliers, etc. So there's a multifaceted of skills that you need to know if you want to rent out a condo. Or in the same way, you can also outsource it. Get professionals, get a broker, get an interior designer, get contractors, get cleaners that will help maintain the condo. That's possible, that could be done. That's something that you can also do. But please remember, the more you outsource also, lesser skill is required, but the larger your cost will be. For Ayala Land stock and Areit, they're the same in this. What you need as a skill is fundamental and technical analysis, and I won't talk a lot about that because you have so much videos about that already, along with discipline, along with patience, etc. So everything that I've been talking about in terms of skill that has to be deployed when you are a stock investor, a stock trader, is the same thing that you need to have for Ayala Land stock and Ayala Land Reit. Now, last portion and what you've stayed up for. Are you guys excited? Are you guys ready for this? Don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. But we're gonna talk about the computation on who will earn more, who over the grand scheme of things will give you more return. Ayala Land Condo, Ayala Land stock, or Areit. I'm giving you 1 second. Put it in the comment section. Who do you think will earn more? For this part of the video, there will be a lot of analysis from historical data. There will be a lot of mathematical computations, and in the same time, forecasts and assumptions. It will be hard to do this without any of the things mentioned. So please remember this. Past performance, they're not a guarantee of future performance, and forecasts also that I'll try to include here does not mean it will happen. But I'm doing this just for you to have at least, you can grasp the numbers, that if it goes by this simulation, this is how it could possibly go, and this is what asset that would possibly win. And all I want, that's why I'm doing this, is to give you value massively, so that at least we see things also in some sort of numbers. There's a lot of assumptions into this and forecasts, and these are the assumptions that I made. For the Ayala Land Condo, I want to make an assumption that everything is paid out in cash. Since Chinkee Tan said that she's been investing for 9 years now, what I did was I went back in time and talked to a lot of people who were either selling condos at that time, bought condos at that time, and what is the price that they bought for a furnished condo. But the assumption that I'm saying here is this: the condominium was paid in cash. Of course, already, if the condo is loaned out, it will skew up all of the computations that I'm showing here. But I just want it to be patas, kasi when you buy in the stock market, you buy an Areit, it would also be prudent that you don't take out a loan for it. So that vis-a-vis when you invest in condos, I just wanted to show a computation that how will it be if you paid in cash, how will it be if you bought an Ayala Land stock with the same amount of money, bought an Areit stock with the same amount of money. Second assumption is this: when you rent out your condo, there's no months vacant. Again, that's impossible, but this is just for computation purposes. Number 3 assumption is that you source the tenants yourself. So this computation does not include any broker's fees, etc. Number 4, this computation also does not include expenses for the condo, repairs and taxes and other underlying expenses. So again, you can make computations on that. However, it's gonna make this computation more taxing. And I just want to show this purely from an earning perspective. Next is this: This is for a 1-bedroom unit in 2 Serendra, which is an Alveo project at around 55 square meter, no parking, fully furnished. Then another assumption is that the rental revenue is not reinvested. Again, if you rent out the money, you won't use that money and you would take it back in. Because of course, if you reinvest it, there's a bigger chance that it will earn more. This is purely you pocketed the money. Next, I computed the 3% rental income growth using TVM methods. For those who attended my sessions in the past, you know what TVM is. From the starting rental rate to the current rental rate for 2020. Then I also computed a 9% capital appreciation growth rate using TVM methods from the starting of 2011 condo price at that time to where the condo price is now. So those are my assumptions. Balikan nyo na lang to later on if you just want to recall the assumptions that I made. I'm gonna proceed now for the assumptions for Ayala Land stock. First assumption that I'd like to share to you is that Ali already gave a dividend for this year once, but they normally give out dividends twice a year. So I'm making an assumption that like what they did in the previous years, they're still gonna make another dividend payout for the year. Next, the computations that I made when you buy Ayala Land stock, it disregards the board lot. It also similar to the Ayala Land Condo. The dividends that you would get, the cash flow you would get from dividends is not reinvested. Number 4, the stock prices. Please remember, daming pwedeng gamitan na stock price. Intraday, open, close, high, low. But I will use the closing price of the year-end price of the stock. And this also disregards market timing. Of course, you can get a better price if you time it properly. This also disregards if it is cheap or expensive when it was bought. Lastly, for Areit, my assumption here will be forecasting naman. The assumption is that if you buy the Areit now, it's looking forward that the Areit will grow by 5% per year for 9 years. And the assumption also with that is as the stock price grow along with its rental yield, along with its revenue, the dividends also would increase by at least 5%. So those are my assumptions. Don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now, this is the table first for the Ayala Land Condo. You will see that the price on 2011 was around 7 million. For fully furnished in 2011, this could give you around 672,000 for the year, giving you a rental yield of 9.6%. And then fast forward to the future, these are the condo prices assuming 9% appreciation and assuming 3% increase in rent, which fast forward to July 2020, if you could sell an Ayala Land Condo in Serendra 2 right now, 1 bedroom, it would be around 15 million pesos and you can collect 840,000 pesos. And the rental yield that I placed there at 12% is basically based on, because you bought it at 7 million, you're renting it out at 840, you're getting 12%. Again, please remember the yield should be lower here if you're gonna add also the cost that you place for repairs, taxes, furnishing it, etc. So just to reiterate, 2011, 1-bedroom Alvea, Serendra, 56 square meters, price is 7 million, rental rates are 56,000 a month, or you can get 672 pesos a year for the first year. Fast forward, 2020, 1-bedroom Alveo, Serendra, same, you can sell it for 15 million pesos, rental rates are 70,000 a month, giving you 840,000 pesos a year. So if you add everything that could be earned, this is what you will get. If you sold the condo, you get 15 million pesos, and you add all of the rental money that you collected, that would have been 7.5 million pesos. Total earnings, you add both of them, you are getting 22.5 million pesos from Ayala Land Condo. Are you getting this? I hope you are. Comment below if you're learning. Comment below if this is something that's helping you. Next, Ayala Land stock. Same assumption, you placed in 7 million, but instead of buying the condo, you put it in buying the Ayala Land stock. Now, the end of price for 2011 was around 14.167. The stock price as of July 28, 2020 was around 32.1. Please remember that 32.1 has dropped massively from its highest high, because please remember, this is also filmed at the time of a pandemic, at the time of a crash, at the time of there's a lot of uncertainty. If we did this last year, we did this 2 years ago, then probably the capital appreciation for Ayala Land would be higher. I'm just saying this as early as now, so you at least have context. Now, here's the table. 7 million would have given you 494,106 shares, as what I said at the start. This ignores the board lot. And at 14.167, the dividends for 2011 was only 0.1466 centavos, giving you a rental yield of 1.03 and giving you a dividend earnings of 72,000. So then you will see also in the table, this is how the dividends progress. 0.21, 0.29, 0.41, 0.41, 0.47, 0.48, 0.50, 0.52, 0.53, and because you bought it at one time only at 14.167, you're getting a dividend yield of 3.78, and your earnings for 2020 would have been 264,841 pesos. Please remember, if you add all of that, it's giving you 1.9, and you are already looking at, mas mababa siya, mas mababa siya. If you look at it also, at the time where there's a pandemic, at a crash, the capital appreciation that you will get if you sell your condo is 15 million pesos. So generally speaking, what you will earn from capital appreciation from Ayala Land stock, even though there's a crash, is still higher than a condo. And please remember, when you sell that condo, there will still be fees and taxes also, and it won't just be 15 million. This just assumes that we're not including taxes from this. Now, looking at the rent, this is where Ayala Land Condo will massively beat Ayala Land dividends. Please remember, the dividend yield of Ayala Land is considered a growth company, hence the dividends is not as good, hence the dividends may not be as high, hence the dividends may not be as good as other companies or as other dividend paying stocks. Dividends for Ayala Land 1.974,000 pesos. Ayala Land Condo rental would be 7.5. So that's where Ayala Land Condos beat Ayala Land stock. The rental revenue from Ayala Land Condos is better than Ayala Land. Please remember, this is what I said, that we're just going micro and specific on this. If you go Ayala Land Premier, you go Avida, you go Amaya, you go a different location, you buy it at a different price, you buy it at a different year, you buy it in a different area, the earnings will also be different. But this is just purely for illustration purposes, so at least you can also repeat this at home and try to simulate another condo, try to simulate another variation, and try to do iterations for this. This is not me telling you, because of this, you just buy a condo instead. No, don't do that. This is you, so that you can find a way also on how you can compute it on your own, and you can also start doing this on your own. Comment below if you're learning, comment below if this is something that's helping you. Total return, selling the Ayala Land Condo, getting the rental income would yield you around 22.5 million pesos, is what I mentioned earlier. Selling the Ayala Land stock and getting the dividends would give you 17.8 million pesos. For this simulation, for this iteration, buying a condo, because of the rental revenue that you will get from it, looks like it's better than buying Ayala Land stock and the dividends attached to it. Next, last, Areit. For Areit, as what I said at the start, we are making assumptions off of this. Our assumption is basically 5% stock price growth, and the dividend is growing proportional also to the 5% increase of the stock. Please remember, when the stock goes up and then the revenues for rental are justified, the dividends also will follow, meaning the dividend yield also would follow. And we're using 7 million peso capital in this. Please remember, the difference between Areit and Ayala Land stock and Ayala Land Condo is, for those two earlier, we looked at the past, we looked at past data. For this one, we're not looking at the past, we're forecasting. So this may happen, this may not. It could grow by 5%, it may not grow by 5% because of all of the things that's happening. We don't know also how rental yields will be, rental rates will be next year. We don't know how it will be in 2 years' time, again, because we are in a new normal. But again, this is for computation purposes. Now, 259,259 shares, again ignoring the board lot, and assuming that the stock price increase would be 5% a year, you will get this 28.35, 29.76, all the way to 2029 at around 41.88 pesos per share. With that also, the dividends is increasing in proportion to it, 1.35 on the first year, all the way up to 2.09 on year 2029. And the dividend yield is increasing. It's not 5% because your acquisition price is 27. On the last column, you will see the earnings, 350, 367, all the way to 542. Now, you add all of that, it's going to give you an earning of 4.4 million pesos. So, for capital appreciation, you sell Ayala Reit by 2029, and assuming it goes by your computations, should be 41 pesos, should give you 10 million pesos. If you add all of it, it's 15,261,000 pesos per share. Now, for our comparison, let's look at the cash flow. Ayala Land Condo, cash flow rental for the entire duration that we studied, 7.5 million pesos. Areit, 4.4 million pesos. Dividends from Ali, 1.9 million pesos. So if you look at it in terms of cash flow, my ranking would be Ayala Land Condo, Areit, then Ayala Land stock. Now let's look at capital appreciation. For capital appreciation, If you sold an Ayala Land stock, it would have given you 15.8 million pesos. If you sold an Ayala Condo, it would have given you 15 million pesos. If you sold your Areit, it would have been 10.8 million pesos, assuming the same time frame. If I would rank it in terms of capital appreciation, our ranking would be Ali stock, Ayala Land Condo, then Areit. Please remember also that property prices over the past years have gone up massively because of POGOs. Now, allow me to compute for the total return. If you add everything, capital appreciation plus the rentals or the dividends that you would have gotten, Ayala Land Condo, 22.5 million pesos, getting the top spot. Ayala Land Stock, getting 17.8 million pesos. And Areit, getting 15.2 million pesos. So, that's our ranking for total return. Ayala Land Condo, Ayala Land Stock, and Areit. I hope you're getting this. I hope you're learning. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So to summarize everything, if you have massive cash flow and won't take out a loan, then buying a condo might be a good deal for you. I think that's why the Taipans massively focused on properties once they had a large amount of money already. Number 2, paper assets are a good entry-level investment if you don't have the money yet. Paper assets are good if you don't have the 7 million pesos yet, but you want to have the exposure to either Ayala Land as a business, Areit as a rental property generating rental revenue for you in form of dividends. By the way, for those who want to learn more about Areit, links are in the description for it, and also for those who want to learn more about REITs, I have tons of videos already created about Areits for you guys. Next, Areits beat Ali in terms of dividends because Areit from the get-go has a higher dividend yield than Ali. Please remember that Areit is for cash flow while Ali is predicated more on growth. I'll say this over and over, these are all assumptions and these are forecasts made in this video. If you like more of this and more simulations like this, put it in the comment section so we can make more holistic analysis. But if you're looking at this on the video is already a bit long already just for this scenarios alone, how much more if I made it more complicated? And I don't want it to be complicated because I want you to get the principle behind this so that you can also replicate it on your own. And lastly, I'll say this over and over, it's not a competition which is a better asset. You need all of these assets so they can massively work hard for you, build on and stockpile this asset. So get property, get stocks, and get REITs. All of them will work together for you. Again, I'll say this over and over, better to have that asset, better to have that working hard for you as compared to buying stuff that you don't need, that will depreciate, that won't go anywhere over time. I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I just want to ask your question based on all of this. What do you like more? Do you like the property itself? Do you like the stock itself? Or do you like the REIT itself? Comment below. I want to hear your comments. And there, if you got a lot from this, appreciate it if you can like, subscribe, share. Let's spread this to more and more Filipinos. And I have 5 books. They're in the description below. You can order them via Shopee. 2 online courses in the description below. Also, if you want to learn online from Chinkee Tan and Sean Si about the basics of the market, investing, and entrepreneurship. And I have other playlists also talking about ETF, technical analysis, trading, the basics of stocks. They're all in the description. You just have to click them if you want to learn more. I hope that you got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that's not just giving you information, pero na-entertain din sana kayo. Please put your questions below so we can make new videos for you guys. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo, always at your side, always pushing you, always telling you that you need to spend a lot of time to educate this, to build on this, because it is this that will help you make the right decisions when it comes to your money. I hope this video helps you. Trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.